Close your eyes, and gently allow your body to relax. Feel the quiet air around you, soft and still, as if the world itself is slowing down just for you. Take a slow, deep breath in, and let it drift out like a whisper, releasing every bit of tension. Your shoulders soften, your thoughts grow lighter, and a calm, peaceful feeling begins to settle in. Our story today begins at a quiet stone village, just before dawn, where the air is cool, and the sky holds a faint silver glow. Inside a small bakery, a humble baker wakes before the world, his hands gently pressing into soft dough. In medieval times, people believed the rising of dough was a kind of quiet magic, as if something alive stirred within it. The baker listens closely, not with his ears, but with his heart, feeling the slow rhythm of the dough as it breathes and grows. Outside, a soft breeze brushes against the wooden door, carrying the faint scent of grain and morning dew. The fire in the hearth crackles gently, wrapping the room in warmth. With each slow movement, the baker's calm becomes your calm, steady, peaceful, unhurried. And as the golden bread begins to rise, your thoughts drift softly, like warm air, carrying you deeper and deeper into rest. The warmth of the small bakery lingers, soft, steady, comforting, as the first light of morning slowly stretches across the quiet village. The baker moves gently, almost like a lullaby in motion, turning the dough with care, as if he is part of its quiet rhythm. Outside, the world is still half asleep, a distant bird calls once, then silence returns like a soft blanket. In those medieval days, people believed that patience brought the best bread, that rushing would disturb its hidden life. So the baker waits, calmly, peacefully, trusting the slow magic of time. You can almost feel it too, that gentle waiting, that stillness, like floating on a quiet stream. The fire hums low, the wood softly settling, each sound slow and soothing. The baker places the bread near the hearth, letting warmth do its quiet work, just as you now rest in your own gentle calm. Your breathing becomes soft and even, your body heavier, as if wrapped in warmth and safety. The scent of fresh bread drifts through the air, comforting, familiar, like a peaceful dream forming. And as the village slowly wakes beyond the stone walls, you drift further away, into a place of rest, where everything is calm, everything is quiet, and sleep comes gently, like the rising of the dough, slow, natural, and peaceful. The quiet deepens, softer now, as if even the morning has decided not to rush. The baker, with slow and gentle hands, opens the oven, a faint golden glow spilling out like a warm whisper. In medieval times, ovens were often shared by the whole village, and each loaf carried not just flour and water, but the quiet patience of many hearts. He places the bread inside, carefully, and closes the heavy door with a soft, wooden thud. The fire inside breathes slowly, crackling in a steady rhythm. Like a calm heartbeat echoing through the stone walls. You can almost feel that warmth wrapping around you, safe, steady, comforting. Outside, a light breeze moves through narrow streets, brushing past stone and wood, carrying the promise of a new day. But here, inside this small bakery, time feels slower, softer, like a dream you don't want to leave. The baker sits for a moment, simply resting, trusting the unseen process. And you, too, can rest, letting go of every thought, every worry. Allowing yourself to drift. The scent of baking bread grows warmer, richer, filling the air with quiet comfort. And as it rises, so does a deep, peaceful stillness within you, guiding you gently, effortlessly, into a calm and restful sleep. The glow of the oven softens, fading into a gentle amber hush, as if the fire itself is growing sleepy. The baker rises once more, slow and unhurried, opening the oven just enough to let a breath of warmth escape into the room. The bread has turned golden, its surface softly crackling, like tiny whispers in the quiet. In those old medieval mornings, bread was more than food, it was comfort, routine, a simple, steady beginning to the day. And here, in this still moment, nothing needs to be rushed, nothing needs to be done. The baker places the fresh loaf upon a wooden table, and for a while, he does nothing at all. Just stands, breathing, listening, feeling the calm settle deeper into the walls, into the air, into you. Your body feels heavier now, safe, supported, as if resting on something warm and steady. Your thoughts drift like soft clouds, passing slowly, without effort. The village beyond begins to stir. But it feels far away, distant, unimportant. Here, there is only warmth, quiet, and rest. And as the last gentle crackle of the cooling bread fades into silence, you drift fully into stillness, into comfort, into sleep, where everything is soft, everything is calm, and everything is at peace. The silence now feels deeper, softer, like a gentle blanket laid over everything. The baker, satisfied and calm, dims the fire, letting only a faint glow remain, like the last light of a fading star. Nothing more is needed, the work is done, the moment is complete. He slowly sits beside the wooden table, hands resting quietly, breathing in the warm, comforting scent of fresh bread. In those distant medieval days, mornings often began like this, simple, unhurried, filled with quiet purpose. And now, that same stillness surrounds you, holding you gently. Your breath is slow, steady, peaceful, like the soft rhythm of the baker's morning. Your body sinks deeper into rest, as if the warmth of the hearth has reached you, wrapping you in calm. Outside, the world continues, but it feels far away now, like a distant dream you no longer need to follow. Here, there is only quiet, only comfort, only gentle rest. And just like the dough that rose in its own time, you too drift naturally. Effortlessly, into sleep. No effort, no thought, only soft darkness and peace. Let yourself go, deeper, and deeper, into that calm space, where everything is still, everything is warm, and you are completely at rest. The bakery has grown quiet now, almost as if the world outside has gently paused just to let this moment breathe. The baker remains seated beside the wooden table, his hands still resting, his breath slow and steady. The warmth of the oven fades into a soft memory of heat, lingering in the stone walls like a gentle afterglow. In these medieval mornings, such stillness was not empty, it was comfort, a rare pause before the day's labor began again. Outside, the village slowly awakens. A distant wooden cart creaks down the cobblestone path, not hurried, just moving as life always did in those times, unrushed, patient. A faint bell from the village square rings once, then drifts away into silence, marking time in the gentlest way. Inside the bakery, the baker finally rises. He wraps the fresh bread in a linen cloth dyed in faded indigo, a color often used in medieval households because it was both precious and long-lasting. Each movement is soft, intentional, almost ritual-like. Bread was never just bread in these times, it was trust, effort, and shared survival. He places the loaves into a wicker basket, worn smooth by years of use. The basket creaks faintly as it is lifted. Outside, a thin ray of sunlight now touches the bakery door, turning the dust in the air into tiny floating sparks of gold. And as he steps forward, the door opens slowly, revealing the quiet village beyond. Where life is gently beginning again, without rush, without noise, only the soft rhythm of another peaceful day. The baker steps out into the morning air, and for a moment, he simply stands there. The world feels larger outside, yet quieter in its own way. The cobblestone street is now softly lit with pale golden sunlight, each stone still cool from the night. A gentle breeze passes through, carrying the faint scent of wood smoke, fresh hay, and distant bread ovens, each home in the village beginning its own slow awakening. In medieval villages, mornings were shared in silence before conversation. People believed the early hours held a kind of honesty, a peaceful truth before the day became busy. And so even now, the village moves gently, without hurry. A nearby woman in a simple teal dress carries a wicker basket of herbs, her steps soft on the stone path. A child follows behind her, holding a small piece of cloth, still half asleep, yet calm. No one speaks loudly. Even sounds seem to know they must not disturb the morning. The baker walks slowly toward the village square, his basket of warm bread resting against his arm. Each step is steady, grounded, as if the earth itself supports him. The linen cloth over the bread shifts slightly with the breeze, releasing a faint warmth into the air. And as he moves through the waking village, everything feels connected, the people, the stone, the sky, all gently unfolding into another quiet day, where nothing needs to be rushed, and everything is simply allowed to be. The village square slowly comes into view, wide, open, and calm beneath the soft morning sky. A simple stone fountain sits at its center, water trickling in a thin, steady stream. In medieval times, such fountains were not only for water, but also for gathering, quiet places where villagers shared the first moments of their day. The sound of water blends gently with the distant rustle of cloth, footsteps, and waking voices. The baker arrives and pauses near the edge of the square. He lowers the wicker basket onto a wooden stall, worn smooth by countless mornings just like this one. The linen cloth is lifted slowly, and the warm scent of fresh bread drifts into the air, soft and inviting. Nearby, villagers begin to approach one by one. A man in a faded russet tunic nods quietly as he selects a loaf. A woman in a muted saffron shawl places a few coins carefully on the table. In those times, coins were often exchanged slowly, deliberately. Each one carrying value that was deeply understood, not rushed. No loud words are spoken, only gentle gestures, small exchanges of trust and routine. Above them, birds circle lazily in the pale sky, their wings catching the early light. The square feels alive, yet peaceful, like a shared breath between all who live there. And as the baker continues his quiet work, handing bread to familiar hands, the morning unfolds softly around him, steady, simple, and deeply calm. As if time itself has chosen to walk more gently today. The morning in the village square continues to unfold like a slow, gentle breath. The baker remains beside his wooden stall, his movements calm and unhurried, as if time itself has softened around him. The wicker basket in front of him grows lighter with each passing moment, yet his heart feels steady, quietly full in a way that does not ask for attention. The square is now softly alive. Not with noise, but with presence. A presence that hums quietly in the background of life. The fountain in the center continues its delicate song of water against stone. Each drop falls with patience, a rhythm unchanged for generations. In medieval times, such fountains were often built at the heart of villages not only for water, but because people believed flowing water brought balance to daily life, a natural calm that reminded everyone to slow down, even briefly. The baker glances toward it for a moment. Just watching. Just breathing. A soft breeze moves through the square again, brushing against his sleeves, carrying the scent of warm bread, damp stone, and early herbs from nearby gardens. The air is cool, but not cold, more like a gentle touch on the skin, reminding the world that it is still early. A woman approaches his stall. She wears a long dress of faded teal, layered with a simple russet shawl that wraps around her shoulders. Her steps are careful, soft on the stone path, as if she has learned over years to move without disturbing the peace of the morning. She does not speak immediately. Neither does the baker. There is no rush. Only understanding. She selects a loaf from the basket, turning it gently in her hands. The bread is still warm, its surface slightly rough, golden from the oven's embrace. She closes her eyes for a moment, not in prayer, but in quiet appreciation. In medieval villages, bread was often seen as something sacred in its simplicity, a daily reminder that life itself continued. She places a small coin on the wooden table. The baker knows.